always fixing around here. Things would just hold together, make my job a lot easier. But I guess this is my job. Keeping things going. We're getting a lot of work done right now. I could be getting more work done. I will as soon as I get this damn truck running. Things have kind of turned a corner a bit, and I'm getting really busy. Busier than before. Well, I was busy before too, but you know, now that the bees are growing, there's more demand on the bees themselves just to make sure that we maintain this growth. I'm just about to get an injection of workers from high school. So that's going to be a treat. I'll just start layering jobs for everybody and get all these little useless, shitty jobs figured out, make use of their time, and just whip this operation into shape. My hives, they've turned a corner with all this pollen and nectar coming into the nests now. It is sure helped, I tell you, and the warmth finally. So that's a good thing. We've gone through and we've equalized everything. We haven't been able to really accurately assess the smaller colonies that we boosted just because there's so many things going against these nests right now. We couldn't tell what is what. But now with that injection of brood and all those bees, that injection of bees should give them the opportunity to show what they're made of. So as we go through the nest this next time, we should be able to identify the ones that have taken that opportunity, have moved forward, and the other ones that just lay stagnant. Because right now I'm looking at my operation being like 50% of my hives as place takers. Well, through that last round, potential place takers. This time through, we should be able to more accurately identify those place takers and actually remove them. I couldn't remove them before because I didn't want, my objective was to keep boxes full of bees. You just hold the line until we can get back to them or with reinforcement. So now that I've reinforced the colonies, I've allowed them to grow, we can go through and identify all the weak ones, pull them out, and put them into our nuke operation. We've started making nukes out of the bigger ones. Like we're only running 10% of the operation if we're lucky to be able to take a split. So we're taking a pretty skinny split. We're making these nukes, you know, 1.5 brood frame nukes, was just pretty small, but we're not even considering honey on those ones. We're just focusing on those nukes to build out and set themselves up for winter, which I'm a little bit concerned because there's an old saying that for a nuke to winter properly, it has to produce honey. So you got to allow them to fulfill their cycle. And maybe we will. The flow is going to be a little bit later just because the crop's still being sowed right now, believe it or not. So we'll take advantage of that fact, and maybe things will just actually cycle the way it's supposed to, just not as typical. So we have a lot of work ahead of us coming up, but with a lot of workers at my disposal, I should be able to drop guys into jobs and just get all this work done and get done properly. I should be able to micromanage my apiary and just bring this operation back into shape. So I blanket second everything, whether they needed it or not. Because some of them were big, some of them are small. I didn't want to, see, they're moving up. So we're gonna go through this next round and we're gonna identify the big ones, leave them alone. Then we're gonna identify the smaller ones wherever they are. Everything looks the same. So now I come in with a clean slate, the clean, fresh eyes, take a look down. That's good, that's not. And then manage according to what I see on that day and forget everything in the past, forget everything that's happened this spring, and just let them fulfill their true potential. And the ones that can't, we'll cut them. I'm looking in this yard, and there isn't very many to, yeah, this yard only has one hive that we're taking a split. But we had boosted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have taken that merger split that I do just to boost those smaller ones on an extra 6. So We're looking at 7 of this yard of 40 that actually were big enough to contribute to surplus strength. It's quite ridiculous. This is one we're going to be taking as a split. Turn this into, for sure, 2 nukes. So we'll shake these bees down into the bottom box just to segregate the queen in the bottom, and then we're going to take all that brood, honey and bees up top, and turn it into 2 nukes. So that's going to be done right smartly. Everything else just kindly working up into the second box. So the big ones, the small ones, the medium ones, as we just wait. And basically just give them time again. Just let them sit, let them grow, let them develop, let them do what bees do in 2 boxes, and wait for that flow. Just the kind of year it is this year. Nothing makes any sense. Nicely up there. Surround her.
Gosh, dang it.
And don't worry about the bees because they won't sting you.
I did it twice already, so. Hey now, hey now.
See how you're forcing her under your hand? And then you grab her, either her thorax, or sometimes you get lazy and just pick her wings. There you go. I'm kind of getting her between your 2 fingers so she doesn't. I guess you don't have to. She's a big old fatty, so she's lazy. You kind of put her between your fingers.
Oh, like
Do it
that?
properly, yeah. Like this, like you would a pen.
Oh, I don't want to squish her though.
Well, you won't because you got skilled hands. Or maybe not.
Oh, there she goes.
You see her down? She just kind of turned invisible, eh?
That's what they do.
Beekeeper, need some practice.